Good morning. It's let's see, 6:59 on Saturday, February 19th. I'm about to go on a 30-mile long run in Umstead. Just coming here every Sunday. Tomorrow I might run somewhere else. We've got 20 miles tomorrow. I was hoping to be out here in the dark, but that didn't happen. I got up, well, I was supposed to get up at 5. I didn't get up until 5:30, and it just takes me a really long time to get ready. I eat breakfast and have some coffee and, go to the bathroom and do all that stuff. And, so I'm just now getting all my stuff out of my cooler here to put in my pack. So I've got my 2 water bottles. That one's got Tailwind. It's the naked flavor. I'm trying that, so it's not supposed to taste like anything at all. And this one just has water in it. And then just my chocolate milk, which I always have, kind of like my aid station. And then I've got these 2 things. I just started doing this. This is my spring energy. I was just taking the individual packs. I was concerned that if I did it this way, so I just put, this is 4 servings each. So this is the awesome sauce apple, like a cinnamon apple sauce flavor, and this one is called Speed Nut, and it's like a nutty, it's almost not peanut butter and jelly, but something similar. But I was concerned that if I put the 4 in each of these, that I wouldn't take enough, as opposed to individual servings where you just take the whole thing. But I found that if I do it this way, I don't take as much at a time, but I do tend to sip on it more often. So that's what that's all about. And I'm gonna talk about a couple of things today. I had a viewer, like somebody commenting on my one of my training videos, and I don't know their name. Their YouTube name is CH space HA. So hello, how are you? And so he was, or I don't know if it's a he, but they were asking me questions about like my training, my race plan, things like that. And then also I'm wearing this Harrier jacket again. He asked me about that. Sorry, I keep saying he, but I'm assuming, so I'm sorry. And they also asked me about what watch I wear. And I wear the Fenix 6, but I can talk about that more out on the run. Anyway, just wanted to start this video as I was getting ready. So I will see you out there. All right, thanks, bye. Hey again, sorry, I have one quick correction. This one on this side is going to have the new Tailwind, the naked flavor. It's supposed to taste like water, so I got that. And then this one I said had water in it, but this has the orange, like mandarin flavor of the Tailwind. So I just wanted to correct that before I forgot to do that. Trying to experiment with this naked flavor because after a couple of hours I get sick of the Tailwind flavor. But I want to try and keep the calories and carbs and stuff coming as long as possible. So I thought maybe I'd try the naked flavor and see if it didn't taste like something, if that would allow me to keep drinking it longer. So, all right, see you soon. Okay, I am 4.5 miles in, averaging 10:44 pace, which is surprising since my first 2 miles were like 11:15, 11:30, but the last 2 miles were around 10 or something. So anyway, I wanted to get to a couple of these questions I got last night. The first that I remember is the Harrier, it's called the Exmoor jacket. On my sleeve it says Dartmoor, but they said that during the rush, it was supposed to come out kind of before the holidays, and then obviously with all the COVID stuff and manufacturing problems. They, the people that made the jacket put the wrong. Dartmoor was supposed to be some waterproof pant that they were making, but so this is probably the 4th time I've worn it out. Today it started at 27 degrees. I think it's supposed to get up to 40. So this is it's a waterproof jacket, and not just a, just a windbreaker or something. So that means it's not entirely breathable. It's really breathable for any waterproof jacket I've worn, but it what that means is I have a long sleeve, thin long sleeve underneath, but you sweat a lot, so I'm wet inside, but it's still warm, so that's good. So as far as, are you gonna wear this and not feel wet inside? You're gonna feel like you're staying dry? Not really, but you stay warm. It's almost like a bathtub. But anyway, the features I really like. The thumb holes. Today I brought my gloves in my mitten shells, but I did forget the hand warmers, so I can just pull the sleeve down. It's got a thumb hole, and then I just put my hand in there like that. So that's really handy. Sleeves are longer. And the other thing it has, that at first I was a little like, I don't know if this is gonna work, but it has vents. And see, this is my only issue, is the zipper for the vent is kind of under the pack when you wear it back on the outside. But if you just lift it up, there's the zipper. And I don't know if you can see that, but I'm wearing a black shirt underneath, so. But once you figure out, once you locate the zipper and unzip it, it works really well. It cools you down. So that's really cool. And so yeah, overall this is great. It's got 2 big pockets in the front down here, and that giant back pocket. So it's been good. I like it. So that was the first question. I'm just walking here because I'm going uphill. The other question that I remember off the top of my head was what watch I wear. So I have a Fenix 6, I think it's a 6X or Pro or whatever it's not a Sapphire, but whatever, like the biggest, highest version is. I have a friend who works for Garmin, so every year, not every year, but when I need one, I get like employee pricing. So otherwise I wouldn't have such an expensive watch. But it works really well. When you charge it, it says the battery life is 10 days. And that's obviously just wearing it. But when I start a run, it normally has like 30 something hours if it's fully charged. So these 6-hour runs, it lasts fine, and I think it's going to work for I mean, it should definitely work for the 100 like 24 hours or around there, I hope. I've worn it for I think the longest race I've done was the 50 last year. It's 10.5 hours, and it was fine for that. So I use, this one has a ultra run setting, which is essentially the same as the run setting, except for when you press the lap button, you can set it so it does 2 things, or I guess you have 3 options. One is it just laps, but if you just do the lap, there's no reason to use ultra run. The other options are, it starts a rest timer. So when I come into an aid station, I can hit the lap button, and then on the watch it shows, it just has a running clock that shows how long I'm there, just to keep track of how long I'm staying in the aid station. And then at the end of the run, when you stop it and you go into like the Garmin Connect app, it shows rest and how long you rested in total. So and then the third option is to do both. That it'll start counting and then it'll also lap the watch. I took the lap function off because I'd rather go by continuous miles. I don't want the lap to start over every time I go into an aid station. So all right, that's it for now, and I'll check in a bit. Thanks. Hello again. Let's see, almost at 15 miles and 0.75. I'm at 11:27 pace. I finished my first, like, not race loop, but Umstead loop around mile 14, and I stopped at the truck, and like I said before, I used that function on my watch where I can hit the lap button and it'll time my rest. So I was there for about 7 minutes and 30 seconds. So that dropped my pace down from, it was pretty low, like 11s, but then because of that and this first section coming back uphill, I dropped down to 11:27. But I'm assuming that's going to drop a little bit more on this as I keep going on the second loop. Don't plan on stopping again. But on that note, another question I got was my race strategy, my kind of like my race goal and my pacing plan. Particularly, they noticed that doing what I'm doing now is I'll walk for a bit and I'll run for a bit. So I hope, and like I said before in other videos, I've run some 40s and 150 miler, but I've never run 100 before, so these are all just kind of hopes. But I'm hoping to break 24 hours, but you know, 23:59 is good enough. So what I plan on doing is starting off at a kind of a 11:30 to 12:30 per mile pace for my first loop, and hopefully I can hang on for that for my second loop as well, and then losing about 30 seconds to a minute per mile every lap. So, you know, lap 3 would be like 12:30, 13:30, and then end up my last lap being around 15:30. So at the halfway point, I think I'll be in the 10 to 11 hours range, and then give me some time to, you know, slow down and like run through the night, which I haven't done before. I've run at night, but not through the night. But so, and as far as running and my walking goes, I pretty much walk all the uphills and try to make up some time on the downhills. Like I'll run, depending on how long it is, like something like this, just a gradual downhill. You know, I'll jog, and it's probably like 9:30, 10:30 pace. Enough to pull my pace down a little bit on average. But some of the longer hills, like if you're familiar with the course, the corkscrew hill, and the hill that's after the after like the log art that I showed in a couple videos ago, I'll drop down to like 8:30, 8-minute pace for a little bit. But most of the time that evens out, because right after that downhill there's an uphill that you know drags your pace back down. So, and then on the flats, I'll check my pace and see where I'm at. You know, like if I'm trying to get like under 11:30, say, I'll say right now I'm at 9:30 pace. I'm on my second, I'm at mile 16, so anything under 12 is fine. So I'll let myself walk for a little bit, maybe like 30 seconds. I don't want to get lulled into like walking for a long way, but I'll give myself a break, and then I'll just jog for a bit. When I start to feel tired again, or just not even like super tired, like, oh, you know, my heart rate's creeping up a little bit, or my legs feel a little fatigued, then I'll start walking again. And that's pretty much how I do that, and it's been working out. My last mile was 11:23, so like I said, coming down, I do expect it to kind of settle into maybe like 11:15 pace. I'm hoping for an average, kind of what I did last week. This week was a little bit different because I didn't skip runs like I did last week, so I had I did move two of them back. I ran 4 on Tuesday, which is planned. I skipped Wednesday, which was supposed to be 15, and did the 15 on Thursday. And then yesterday, which is Friday, I did 6 miles, but I did it like last night, like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, which I tend to do. So I have 30 today and 20 tomorrow. So if I can have the same pace this week as I did last week, considering that I didn't skip any days, and this will be like my 3rd day in a row running, I'll be happy with that. So, all right, I'll check in at the finish probably, unless I see something interesting. All right, bye. Okay, finished my 30 miler. Sitting on my tailgate. So I call this tailgate talk because I feel like being cheesy. Let's see. So my average pace was 11:42, and so it was 5 hours and 50 minutes and 52 seconds. So I did run into a little bit of an issue on my second lap. When I came to the truck, I had one water bottle was almost gone, and the other one was still pretty full, but I had to drink a little bit out of it, and so I just swapped out the one that was empty, and I should have just swapped both of them out, just to make sure that I had enough, because I did end up running out of water. And I filled it up from a stream, so I've got a water filter that fits in my soft flasks, so that was fine, but did mean that I kind of went off trail twice, because the first time I didn't fill it up that much, because I was like, I don't need that much, and then I went right through that. And so luckily a couple miles later there was another stream, another stream that I could just fill up again. So those both slowed me down a little bit, but I'm still happy with the average 11:42 pace, so it's under 12, especially given like what I said before about you know, having run 15 and then 6 and now 30 today, and we've got 20 tomorrow. But compared to last week, where I had done 15 on Friday and didn't run on Sunday, and skipped another 15 that I was supposed to do the day after. So overall that was good. One note that I had to myself was you know, it started in the 20s. I think it's like in the 40s right now. I'll double check for you real quick. Oh, it's 57, so it warmed up quite a bit. Maybe that's why I had a water issue. But my gloves, when I wear that jacket, I think it's partially when I wear that jacket, I'm sweating a lot, and then because my arms are down, that all runs into my gloves. My gloves get wet, so I did change my gloves after 14 miles, which I think if it ends up being cooler for the race, I will make sure that I have plenty of pairs of gloves, and I'll just swap them out every lap just to keep my hands a little bit more dry. My feet were fine. I'll talk about this in another video, but I got the new Ultra Mont Blanc shoes, And so I ran on them Thursday on the treadmill, 15 miles. They were fine. I ran out with them today and they were fine. There are a couple of things that are different than like regular, like the Ultra Olympus or the Ultra Lone Peaks. I'll talk about that in another video, but they're a little bit more fidgety to get right, but once you get them right, they're fine. As opposed to like the Olympus and stuff like that. I just put them on, lace them up once, and they're fine. And these I had to like kind of play around with them a little bit just to get them to feel comfortable. But anyway, I think that's it. If I can think of anything else, I'll chime in later. But yeah, overall pretty good day. So all right, thanks for checking out the video. Bye.